Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News, the show that may or may not be 5 minutes. Today in the news, something pretty awesome. A remake of the survival horror classic Alone in the Dark is on the way. It's coming this year, and it has a star-studded cast. As revealed during a spotlight from THQ Nordic, David Harbour and Jodie Comer take the mantle of series protagonists Edward Carnby and Emily Hartwood, who set out to explore the mysterious mansion of Derceto. In addition to the classic survival horror exploration that Alone in the Dark is known for, the remake will also introduce more robust combat, third-party over-the-shoulder gameplay, and more. In a statement during the game showcase, the original 1992 game's creator, Frederick Reynal, gave his blessing to the remake. With all the remakes going on today, you are never sure what you get in the end. I think that Mikhail and the team at Pieces Interactive did a great job preserving the core feeling of the game. They even went further than everything I could expect 30 years ago. And mentioning that there's a lot of remakes right now, and some don't live up to the standards and some are amazing, is a good point to make. And this game, I hope, falls on the side of amazing. It's got a lot of pedigree, got a lot of great actors in it, and the Mikhail he mentions is in fact the Mikhail who wrote Amnesia: The Dark Descent and Soma and is directing this project. So there's a lot of good things going for it, and the best part is you don't have to wait till October to find out if the game's any good. You can play a demo right now. I'll try to play it this weekend, but if you play it before me, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. In other news, since it's Friday, I feel like we can get a little conspiratorial because I've noticed something about the ecosystem around Starfield, we'll say, and a lot of people talking about the game now are starting to say things like, everyone's hating on it, so no matter what, when the reviews come out, they're gonna give it a low score. And I don't know if you've noticed this, but I'm seeing it everywhere. The biggest one that you may have seen, of course, is the now viral clip from an episode of the Xbox Era podcast, in which host Nick Baker states, "I'm already convinced that no one wants to give Starfield high review scores. I think they want to give it 8s, 8.5s, 7s, 7.5s, so they can create more content after that to say how Xbox sucks again because Starfield wasn't a 10 out of 10. First off, before we jump into this, Xbox does not suck. It has Psychonauts 2, Pentiment, Hi-Fi Rush. There's a lot of games on there that are very, very cool. Is it lagging behind in the console wars? Absolutely. But it's not terrible. I do want to make a video about Xbox. It's still on my mind about how Game Pass and all these different things both help and hurt, about how access to PCs versus using the actual console. Like, I'm just going to play most Xbox games on my PC. I got a whole video I want to make. I want to dive into that. But there's this idea floating around in the Xbox ether right now that reviewers are just looking to destroy Starfield. And I don't know if it's because the stuff we've seen so far hasn't really been that terrific, or if it's just people are worried that the game may in fact not be terrific. You know what I mean? I can't tell if this is one of those people are prepping themselves emotionally for low review scores that will happen, or if it's some sort of corporate-y thing of let's get expectations low, or if it's just people worried for nothing, right? You know what I mean? They're just trying to like brace themselves and maybe it'll be great. I don't know, but it is something I'm noticing a lot in the Xbox space when I do my news deep dives. Also, with Starfield and everything it's promising, if it got an 8.5, I'd still be pretty happy. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be fun. Like, I don't know anyone who purposely wants Starfield to fail. I want it to be good. It's just that this combination of Xbox recent releases, Todd Howard's habit of over-promising all the time,
16 times the detail,
and now the amount of pressure and hype that's built on Starfield's shoulders, not to mention the fact that we really haven't seen half of what this game has to offer. Speculation is high, combined with multi-million-dollar internet conglomerates trying to get you to click stuff, combined with worries, combined with just the space in general. Of course we're gonna get stuff like this, but it's been a lot, and so I don't know if you've noticed this or it's just me because I do deep dives all the time, but again, comments. What do you think about this? It's certainly an interesting Friday topic. I figured I would give it to you, but also I'm giving you this Crenminute.
Hello everybody, how's it going? It's me, Crendor, and welcome back to your Crenminute, my once-a-week segment where I get to talk about whatever I want for a minute. This week, I'm talking about YouTube, Twitch, and I guess other platforms, I don't know, but I'm curious to everybody watching, what is the one that you use the most? Because obviously back in the day, I feel like YouTube was the primary one because it was like one of the only things, right? But now you've got YouTube, you got live streaming on Twitch or wherever, like YouTube live streaming. You got TikTok, you got Instagram. Like there's so many different things, right? So I'm curious, what is the one that you use the most? Obviously, you're already here on YouTube, so it's a bit of a bias because you're here, but I'm just curious, right? Comment down below on which one you use the most. I'm using my minute as like a survey study or something. And I'll use my other 10 seconds to promote the Cox and Crendor podcast, youtube.com/Cox and Crendor podcast. If you like listening to me and Jesse rant about absolutely nothing for an hour every week, go check it out. Okay. See ya.
Thanks, Crendor. Anyway, that is it. I'll see you all Monday for another episode of 5 Minute Gaming News.